nation, no matter the location. From OAKLA to LV, I'm a Raider.
Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report. Today's show presented by Panda Sups. On today's show, I'm going to break down my edition 2 of my roster projection for the Las Vegas Raiders. So, yes, it is still a 53-man roster, but teams can promote 2 players per week. That's where that number 55 comes from. Last season, 10 players on the practice squad. This season, up to 16 now, so 69 total players can be kept on the team. If you don't type nice, I don't know what you're doing. So we'll start here at the quarterback position, and we'll go offense, and we'll work our way all the way down to defense. I'm going to keep track of the players as well because, well, if you watch the show a lot, you'll know that math isn't my strong suit. So Derek Carr, Marcus Mariota, and Nathan Peterman, the Raiders will keep all 3 of these players, but let's just say the Raiders want to keep an extra defensive player or another player on offense. You could potentially see them get rid of Nathan Peterman because a guy like Lynn Bowden Jr. has been taking some reps at the quarterback position, and they've hinted at him being a little bit of a secret weapon. And is he going to be a secret weapon? Well, find out here in just a sec. But speaking of him, let's go now to the running backs because ultimately that was the reason why he was drafted. Josh Jacobs, Jalen Richard, Lynn Bowden Jr., and then at fullback, Alec Ingold. So I have these guys keeping 3 running backs and a fullback. You will see another running back, maybe 2, on the practice squad, so make sure you're watching until then. So Lynn Bowden, I kind of hinted at him playing quarterback. He could be. If you watched my Raiders Rumors video this past week, you'll know that Greg Olsen hinted at him being that secret weapon, but he could also be filling in, playing that Taysom Hill role where he could be lined up as a receiver. He's going to get ball out of the backfield, but also could be playing a little bit of quarterback. So if you're looking to change up your roster projection, maybe getting rid of a guy like Nathan Peterman and just keeping 2 quarterbacks because worst case scenario, you ultimately have a guy like Lynn Bowden Jr. So what city are you watching from? I'm going to make this the pinned comment on today's video. I know Raider Nation spreads far and wide. So for those of you that are watching on YT, you might get with a YouTube ad break. I want you to scroll on down and shout out what city you're watching from. All right, let's keep the show moving here. We got wide receivers. I'm going to keep 6 of them. Henry Ruggs, Tyrell Williams, Hunter Renfrow. These are your big 3. Then a lot of hype coming out of camp right now around Bryan Edwards, 11. Nelson Agholor, who's going to be a special teams guy. And then Zay Jones. I know I've talked a lot about them potentially moving on from Jones. No, they're going to end up hanging on to him. So this is the Raiders' wide receiver depth chart. And if you've seen the news recently, you've probably seen the fact that Henry Ruggs could be starting at the slot receiver. It's not 100% true. So I listened to Victor 4, I watched the transcript, and if you really look at it, Greg Olsen actually misspeaks. So he's going to play mainly Z receiver. Yes, he will play some slot. The bottom line is this. The Raiders, they're going to move Henry Ruggs all over the place. So you're going to see articles the entire week about Henry Ruggs starting and Hunter Renfrow. No, don't listen to it. I'm telling you, Henry Ruggs is going to be the Z. Hunter Renfrow is going to be the main guy in the slot. But this leads me to this question. Who is going to lead this team in receptions from the wide receiver position? If you think it's Tyrell Williams, type T. If you think it's Henry Ruggs, type R. If you think it's going to be Hunter Renfrow, type H. If you think it's going to be somebody totally else, that sounded weird. If you think it's going to be another player, I want you to go ahead and type O. So this is an interactive YouTube channel for Raider fans. First, I asked you what city you're watching from. Then, I demanded to know who's going to be the leader in receptions. If you want free daily videos around your favorite team, all I ask you to do this. Hit that subscribe button, and let's continue to grow the show. We did just cross 50K subs, so for that, I appreciate you. All right, let's go to the tight end position. Darren Waller, Jason Witten, Foster Moreau, and Derek Carrier. You will see another tight end on the practice squad. The reason, remember, John Gruden wants to run a lot of 3 tight end sets. In order to do that, you do need to have some depth here on this team. So, spoiler alert, I do have them keeping Nick Bowers, the UDFA out of Penn State. If you remember, they just cut Paul Butler about a week ago. And because they decided to cut Paul Butler, I believe that is a tall tale sign that they have a lot of confidence in a young player like Nick Bowers. If you're trying to get a tighter end, I know you can't see mine because the table cuts me off right about there. I'm telling you right now, Panda Sups, they're hooking you up. And my favorite product, I use it every single day. It's literally sitting here on my desk. It's their fat burner. You'll be able to find it under the Thermogenic. So we got a special deal, 30% off pandasups.com, but you got to use code Raiders. So it was $59.99. Now it's down to $42, plus 350 milligrams of caffeine. It's going to keep you awake. It's going to keep you alert. You're going to be excited to do your job. You're going to be excited to do the Raiders Report, but also you're going to lose some weight as well. So please go try out our products, support the sponsors, because he is actually, the guy who owns it, a diehard Raider fan. Colton Miller, the offensive line, you're next up here. We got the entire starters. That was easy. The next part of the offensive line was difficult. So I decided to keep 9 because last season, the Raiders, they kept 9. I kept David Sharp at tackle just in case something happens to Trent Brown, or if something happens to, Colton Miller. I am not, and I repeat this, I am not keeping Brandon Parker. He is not good anymore. You've seen John Gruden already move on from P.J. Hall, so maybe you can just ship him out as well. So here's right now what the depth chart looks like. I'm going to keep Jordan Devy because he's versatile, and he can also play a little bit of center. Denzel Good, the Raiders extended all the way back in January. John Simpson, they drafted in round 4. And then again, David Sharp. So look for this team to keep 9 offensive linemen on their 53-man roster. At least, hey, that's what I have to say. All right, let's go to the defensive side of the football now. You got Furl, Nassib, Max Crosby, and Arden Key. Yes, Max Crosby has been confirmed that he does have COVID-19. However, he's all good. He posted on his Instagram. He's going to come back stronger than ever. So who leads the team in sacks? Throw it in the comments section. Is it going to be Klee? Carl Nassib? Is it going to be Max Crosby again? Is he going to get 10+? Or could it be a linebacker? Maybe a Cory Littleton? Maybe a Kwiatkowski? Scroll on down and let me know. All right, let's keep it moving here. Maurice Hurst, Malik Collins, Hankins, and Daniel Ross. This is a little bit different from the last time I did this. I'll be honest. I had P.J. Hall making the final 53. John Gruden, he gave that one a 0 Chucky heads. Tucker will tuck that. But instead, he's been hyping up Malik Collins a lot. So yesterday during John Gruden's press conference, he said that he thinks that Malik Collins is going to be the key to the defense. The reason why I believe that he said that is because Rod Marinelli comes over, the new defensive line coach. Malik Collins, they go out and sign in free agency. He knows the Rod Marinelli defense. He knows that he's going to have to teach a lot of these younger players where they need to be and what they need to do. Plus, Collins and Ross, you're going to see them being that coach on and off the field here. So for the defensive tackles, I do have the Raiders keeping 4. And yes, they're going to keep somebody else as well in the practice squad. Linebacker, you're up here. Cory Littleton, Kwiatkowski, easy. Nicholas Moreau, absolutely. Tanner Muse, yep. It really comes down to the 5th spot. I have this team keeping Javen White, and there was a report that came out 2 weeks ago that they could potentially keep him, and the UNLV product has been very impressive, and Gruden has been, well, flat out, he said it yesterday, that he has been impressing, he's been showing up, and he's been working hard, and I'm not going to say the word Gruden grinder, but I've seen it been floated around a little bit on Twitter. Bottom line is this, Javen's going to bring a lot of versatility. Tanner Muse, going to bring a lot of versatility. You know what you got in Littleton and Kwiatkowski. If Moreau, Javen White, and Tanner Muse can all get into a little bit of a rotation just to give each other a breath here and there, that's what the Raiders want. That's what they need. Look for Javen White to make the final 53. Let's go to the defensive backs now. Cornerback, Trayvon Mullen, easy. Prince Amukamara, sign him in free agency. Damon Arnette, drafted 19th overall. After that, though, it does get a little bit more interesting. And I have them keeping Nevin Lawson despite the fact that he is suspended week 1. He's just a veteran. I can see Gruden really relying on a veteran presence with all these other younger pieces. Isaiah Johnson didn't really show up last season, battled some injuries, but I do know they like him a lot, especially since they drafted him in round 4 out of Houston. LaMarcus Joyner, AMIK Robertson, they're going to be the nickel cornerback. So, which corner has the most to prove? So I do have this team keeping 7 corners on their active roster. But which one do you think has the most to prove? Let me know. For me, I'm going to say LaMarcus Joyner, because if LaMarcus can't get it done, if he can't prove himself, see ya, man. See ya, dude. AMIK Robertson's going to be licking his chops, ready to step in. Safety time. Jonathan Abram, Demarius Randall, Jeff Heath, and yes, Erik Harris. I think this one was pretty easy for me. I did have to leave off Dallin LEAVITT, which, broke my heart a little bit. A very good special teams player, but he is going to end up making the practice squad. Another spoiler alert here. So this is what I think the defensive backfield will look like for this Las Vegas Raiders team. They've been in the very, very bottom of the league for the last 10 seasons, really. You need to get stepped up, or you need to step up, because if you want to actually compete with teams like the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes, this secondary here needs to play a lot better. Special teams, kickers, punters, long snappers, they're people too. Daniel Carlson, A.J. Cole. You've already seen the team move on from Dominic Eberle. You've already seen the team move on from Liam McCullough. Even though Trent Sieg's only a 28 overall, I'm at him. He's making this team. So who did I leave off? Obviously, I couldn't put every single person on the team, or else, it wouldn't be no fun. So right now the Raiders have 80 players. At this current moment, 80 players on the roster. Obviously, I left somebody off. So let me know who I left off, and if you guys want to yell at me, y'all know where to find me. So I say all the time, Panda Subs, amazing products. They are amazing products, and they 100% work. Y'all see how much I drink? I think I'm in halfway decent shape, and it's because of products like Panda Subs. But also, flavor. Flavor matters, right? Because if something tastes bad, you're not going to drink it. It's a bottom line is that. So one scoop of this, incredible. My favorite flavor of this is the peach gummy bear. That's the one I have. Also, the mango sunrise is the one that you see on screen. And then Panda Punch. It's basically just like fruit punch. Awesome tasting at pandasubs.com. Use code Raiders, save 30%, and get free shipping. So I'll mention this again. We're about to get into the practice squad here, and you got 16 dudes. 10 on last season's team. It did get bumped up to 12, but that was only for about a month. Now it's up to 16 because of the new COVID rules. So who are going to be the 16 players that make this team? I'm going to go running back here, Rod Smith. I'm going to pick Rod because the Raiders for a long time have been looking. They've been looking and searching for a big running back that you could spell Jacobs with. Let's just say Jacobs gets banged up. You could see them go to a Rod Smith or potentially Devontae Booker. I have them keeping Keelan Doss. Rico Gafford is a player that I absolutely think from that 53 to 55, Rico gets bumped up because of the speed and his ability on special teams. And then Lester Cotton, Eric Kush, Andre James. The reason why you see these three players here, Cotton doesn't have any experience yet. Andre James, same thing, not any experience. Eric Kush is a veteran. So remember, you can only keep 6 players on your practice squad that have more than 2 accrued seasons. That's an important thing to remember, accrued seasons. All right, linebacker, you're up here. Justin Phillips, Kyle Wilbur. I really wanted to be able to keep Wilbur because I know Rich Bisacci, special teams coordinator, loves Wilbur's ability on special teams, but I went with Javen White instead. Mike Pazanczuk, who is a defensive tackle, that's on me. Kendall Vickers, defensive tackle. And let's go to the cornerbacks. This was really difficult. Keyshawn Nixon. It really, I wanted to put him on the team so bad. I know he's been working hard, but I had to do it. Madre Harper, I've been talking to Madre on IG. He says that he's doing really well at camp, and I think because of his raw athletic ability, he ends up making that practice squad. Ken Crawley also brings some experience, and then Dallin Leavitt. If you were to ask me which 2 players out of this practice squad are going to get bumped up to the active 55-man roster, I'll say it's Dallin Leavitt. And then I'm going to go with Rico Gafford. Offense, special teams, and then also defense and special teams. So we watched the video, and, Panda Subs is all about losing weight. So I don't know about you. I need to get up, and I need to walk away. So if you're watching this video on your desktop, if you're watching this on your phone, what I want you to do, stand up, put your phone down, walk away from the computer, walk away for 60 seconds, think about it, and then I want you to hit me up on Instagram, tell me what you thought about the video. But do it at the count of 3, and when I say go. 3, 2, 1, go. Raider Nation, what's going on? Is this the #1 Raiders channel on YouTube? For Chucky Heads, believe it, baby. And if you haven't already, subscribe right here. I'm giving you Chucky Heads, news, rumors, Raider Nation rumors. And look at this, I'm making your life easier. Check out my next video. Thanks for watching, and go Raiders.